little bit. And here we are, we won the first race.
Lights on the left-hand side of the screen when they go red, as they have now. The revs will rise, as indeed will mine. Ready for a start, green, and they're away. Menu on the left pulling away well. Rydell doesn't look too bad either. There's a little bit of shenanigans in the middle of the field, and Muller's moved around the outside. Right around the outside of Rickard Rydell to see if he can sneak past him Paddock Hill Bend. That's brave stuff. It didn't quite work, but he's right with him, and Reed is right behind the pair of them. Everybody else cleanly away. Nose to tail around Druids for the first time. Matt Neal there in the red independent descent on the outside. I hope he doesn't get shuffled off the edge of the track. There are the independent runners. Flying start once again from Menu. Then it's Rydell, then Muller right behind them. That's Tarquini bringing up the rear of the field as they pull into Druids for the first time.
And once again, Matt Neal covered by Hondas, and Vauxhall dives down the inside into that south bank. But Alan Menu, another perfect start. Rickard Rydell yet again under pressure.
This is absolute copybook stuff from race one. Rydell in second place, holding up the rest of the field. That's Rydell, Muller, Reed in the third of the yellow Fords. Having a look down the inside, Tom Christensen in the first of the Hondas right behind them. Moving up, that was Hawthorne's corner. Now we're into Westfield. Very fast part of the track as well. They're nudging 100 miles an hour, even with cold tyres. Down into the dipper and up to Dingle Dell for the first time.
Yes, just watch them through this. Muller, there he is, spectacular, can you believe it?
Absolutely takes no prisoners. Up and over Dingle Dell for the first time, already opening up a gap on the Class B runners.
And look at Menu just as he comes down now into clearways, just pulling away with the same degree of ease that he did in the first race earlier this afternoon.
Menu pushed on to create a gap between himself and the rest of the field. It turned out to be a frustrating time for him and Ford, as the race was to suffer a series of incidents that saw the pace car appear 3 times. First for Honda's Tom Christensen. Then roll over and take a bow, Class B driver Alan Morrison. During the mayhem, Vauxhall's Jason Plato was brought in for a strategic pit stop to get him out ahead of the leaders. The third and final stoppage came when James Thompson lost his Honda and in the process wiped out our cameraman. A lucky escape for James. Fortunately, not badly hurt, but quite badly shaken. Anthony Reed had pitted, only to get out in front of Menu, but both Ford drivers would find themselves trailing the Vauxhall of Jason Plato, whose early pit stop had given him considerable track advantage.
My strategy was to do an early stop to give myself space so I could use the car's performance so I wouldn't get held up behind everyone else. There was always in the back of my mind, should in fact we have a pace car, then it's going to pay dividends, and it worked. Okay, it looked fantastic at one point, and I looked like I had a 20-second lead, and then of course there was another one and I didn't have a 20-second lead, so it kind of helped a bit. But I think, you know, we won today because the car was good. The Vauxhall Vectra was the best car in race trim round Brands Hatch.
And a word on the rough stuff, Anthony.
It's de rigueur. I mean, in these short sprint races, you can't afford to hang around. You've got to cut in and come down on them like a ton of bricks, but obviously without knocking them out of the way. But you've got to cut through, because otherwise the guy behind is just waiting for you to hesitate, and you've lost a place. So that's all going to add to the excitement and the cut and thrust of the racing this year.
Well, I'd hate to see it if he was knocking someone out of the way. Here are the points with just 2 races gone. Jason Plato has a 2-point lead over joint second-place men Alain Menu and Ivan Muller, with Rickard Rydell and Anthony Reed tying for 4th place. But where are the Hondas? Here they are, 7th, 8th and 9th, with Gabriele Tarquini the best of them. Ahead in 6th, Rademacher makes it a top 6 shutout for Vauxhall and Ford, while Colin Blair completes the top 10. It's Donington next, but with the